Start over. We're live. We're back. Hopefully it's better. We're going to double check it on our end. You guys, we're going to say everything that we just said all over again.
Really fast. Jamie's going to go through it really quick.
We hit 100,000 this morning. It was super, super exciting. We're going to do a giveaway. That's going to be on Saturday night. We'll announce what we're going to be doing for the giveaway. We were up super early waiting for that to happen. And we have a new printable for channel members. If you want to tell them about the printable. And I'm sorry if you watched our previous video.
Well, they were saying it was garbled too, so... We've been having technical difficulties on the live streams. It's not coming up. Give it a second. So, if you're just joining, or if you saw earlier, maybe you can
comments up there and see if
maybe you can see it a little clearer now. And this is the printable for March. We were going to do the chickens of the picture I took in Kauai, but it was really blurry and, well, not blurry. It was really brown and gray and kind of washed out and muddled. So we went with this one instead, and hopefully you guys can see it good. Let us know if it's blurry. I can't get comments back up on the iPad just yet because, you know, technical difficulties like to plague our lives.
All right, I'm on the phone. I've brought up comments.
So if you're a channel member, that comes out every month. We do a different printable every month so that you guys can print up to 100 copies. So if you would like to get that for yourself, it's $5 to be a channel member. You also get two extra videos, a live and an edited video, plus a chapter of our book. The chapter should be out sometime today or tomorrow. We'll have that up on the community. So check that out on community under the Jami Ray Vintage homepage on YouTube, and that's where you can find the links for that.
We had somebody ask if you did it freehand.
It's freehand. I used a reference picture, but
it's digital, so it's digital watercolor, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
The nice thing about digital watercolor is if you mistake, you could just go back. Also, it allows it to be completely digitized without spending a lot of money to turn it into digital format. So yeah, all of his are hand painted digitally with his iPad and his pencil. And we're going to be doing our new Jami Ray Vintage stencils. We have 6 new stencils out with our spring line. They're kind of spring inspired, but there's really only one that's like definitely spring, and the rest you can use like year round, which is what I designed them for. So we're going to be doing my sample boards for that here in a little bit. And if you guys have been following us on social media, we've been refreshing Eliza's room because she's about to be 10 double digits. We'll have 3 kids.
Well, and there was like a pillow apocalypse happening on her bed, and
it needed a refresh.
Her room was small. The bed had how many pillows? 14, I think.
And a giant unicorn.
And they mostly lived on the floor in the corner, and her room was a mess all the time because of it. So we got rid of a lot of the pillows and kind of decluttered her room for her.
And also I want to have less like decor wise, so we had that busy gallery wall, which was great, but it was always like crooked, so we went with new wallpaper. Anyways, we'll have a full video on that. Probably won't be up till next week. We work with some brands on it, and so we have to submit the videos to them for approval, and then once they approve it, we'll throw that up. And we're going to show you how we simplified and made over her room. So this mirror is going to get painted in a little bit because it's going in her room. And we'll get started stenciling.
All right, so we're going to get into the stenciling, hence the title. We had some announcements to get out of the way. It's super exciting to hit 100K.
Do you join as channel member? Can they join? Is there like a link
here? There's a link in this video. Yeah, in the description of this video. If you guys want to be channel members and you're not, just click the link and join.
Or Caitlin, if she's on, can drop the link in there. So if you saw that print and you want it, definitely join, because the closer we get to 1,000 channel members, the closer we get to hiring an editor. Woo, woo.
Which means we can start doing other channel videos.
Yeah, we're super excited because Zeb spends like 20 hours a week editing. So we are way excited to hire a professional. All right, which stencil do you want to get started with first?
Let's do this one right in front of you.
No, but which one? You're going to do one too.
Oh, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do the locally grown fresh flower market one,
Hold on, these all fit on certain boards, right? So we use scrap boards. Actually, 3 of these are, or 4 of them, are from my son's bunk bed.
The old bunk bed that got shipped off. We donated the bunk bed, but the slats underneath were all kind of bowed and starting to break, so we didn't donate those. And now they're going to be signs.
So never throw out wood. You could always make a sign with it.
Did you have the tape? Where's the tape?
Let's get the tape. I brought the tape. I gave the tape to you. What did you do with it?
It's over there.
I didn't get the tape to you.
Oh, snowing in New York. Whew.
It's raining here in Utah.
We're
We might
getting
have
rain.
snow tomorrow.
Finally rain.
We're gonna get snow tomorrow while I'm driving up the mountain with teenagers for a retreat. Yay me!
That's
Zeb's
2
not
days
going.
from now.
Or 2 days. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, 2 days. But still, it's gonna have snow, and Zeb is like the snow driver, and I just ride. So this will be interesting. All right, so we've painted these with DIY in Little Black Dress, and we want it to look similar to a chalkboard, so we are not sealing it. So when we put the white paint on there and we distress the white paint, that white will powder and kind of make it look like chalk powder on a chalkboard. So if you didn't want the powders like the black or the white to mix together at all, then I would suggest sealing this with a couple of coats of matte liquid sealer. Let it dry overnight, then stencil, and that will give you a little bit more protection from the powder, because DIY paint is heavily pigmented, so when you sand it, it gets powder all over, and that has color in it. So just a little pro tip.
Galen Creek asked a question: are the new stencils in the Lehi store? Not quite yet. We will have some, here. But these are our samples that we got, so we haven't even gotten stock yet.
Yeah,
so you guys are seeing it first.
Caitlin will order a bunch today, and my manufacturer's really quick, so I would say by Tuesday they'll be in the shop if we get them in time before we leave to Arizona. But Caitlin, I guess, could always drop them off for us, because she's going to handle things while we're out of town. She's my homegirl. It's pouring in SoCal right now, Carolyn says.
Rosa Martinez, we are in Utah, Lehi, Utah, about half hour south of Salt Lake.
That is...
Oh, Caitlin dropped the membership link in chat if you guys want to find it easy there.
If you haven't joined and you want that access to that printable and our extra videos and the chapter, we try to really make it worth $5. It's probably worth more than that, but since everybody shares the same information, we can offer a great deal. Okay, so is this centered, Zeb? Because you're a centering person. I'm not very good at that. So all of the stencils that are...
yeah, that's pretty good.
All of the stencils that are Jami Ray Vintage stencils are actually designed by me, and these were actually designed while I was sick in bed.
Well, she was sick the last couple weeks.
I had a cold. I really needed to get them done, so I looked for some inspiration, and then I drew them out in my sketch pad. And then my manufacturer has a Zeb. This looks like this isn't centered. Like, see, like that's.
I went off the fresh and the pies.
Okay, we're good.
The F and S. If it's not centered, guess what?
You can cut it.
I can cut it and trim the sides.
You're the best. And my manufacturer has a graphic designer who takes my hand-drawn designs and they digitize them for me. So it's kind of fun because you can't get these exact designs anywhere else. And it's fun for me as a creative to get to see what I'm doodling actually made. So what we're using, the little C brushes, these are wax and stencil brushes. I predominantly use them for stenciling. They've got a nice flat surface, and we're offloading.
We're gonna go real nice and slow and really offload, right?
Yes, because these
are our sample boards.
Sample boards. So once you offload, you're basically dry brushing the stencil. The less paint you use, the less likely it is to bleed under. The nice thing about these stencils is they are nice and thick, so they wash up really good. They're thicker than most of the stencils that are out on the market, and I specifically designed them thicker than what my manufacturer normally makes, because I know that many people that use our stencils are using them over and over again for resale. So I wanted them to be good for people in the business.
Plus, you can do raised stencils really easily with them, like raised designs.
If you get the cheaper, thinner stencils, then you can't do raised designs as well. So, all right, let's see. I don't know. I'm
Maggie Kirk.
Slow my roll. That's.
Maggie Kirk, you can get all the products we sell on our website in the UK. We ship to the UK.
If you're ordering just stencils and it winds up being super duper expensive, email customer care at jamirayvintage.com and she can get you pricing on just stencils. For whatever reason, our website has a hard time calculating just stencils. But if she does that, then it will not include customs. You'll have to pay customs when it gets to you, but it usually winds up being cheaper than having us do them. However, only if you're doing just stencils. We had somebody the other day say, I just want stencils, but then they wanted paint and this, that, and the other thing. And Caitlin doesn't really have time in her schedule to like be weighing out different scenarios. But if you just want stencils, send her the ones you want and your address. She'll get back to you with pricing. Because they are skinny and easily shipped in a mailer, as opposed to like a big box of paint.
Oh, in a minute here when I'm done stenciling this, I've got the table legs all done up for the table we're building for the shop space we're gonna have down in Arizona at Plant Bar AZ, and they're coming out really cool. I've got to build the top and the skirt and put it all together. That should happen this afternoon, and the video, rain or shine, will be up tomorrow on the build portion of it, and then Friday we'll have the finished work, how we're gonna stain it, paint it.
We gotta get it done early because I have to leave. I'm like, Zeb, you got me till 2 o'clock on Friday, and then I'm out of here because I gotta load up and fill my car with teenagers and food and get up to the retreat because I'm going up early to set up dinner.
I'm good at the building, but you don't want to leave me alone for the design portion of it. It'll end up like black and like heavy gray and dark, and because that's the color scheme I love, like blues, grays, you know. That's what I wear. That's also how I decorate.
It's good. It's just, you know, somebody has to be in charge of the design, otherwise it doesn't go together. You could take over.
I'm going real slow on this one.
I want to see your stencils. My hands are going to be tired from all this tapping. I know, but I'm telling you, if you don't want bleed through, dry. I'm losing my patience though.
I know, there she goes. If there's bleed through, it'll be all right. It'll look okay.
We'll
the black on white's pretty forgiving.
Yeah, I need more paint. And it doesn't have to be 100% coverage because I want it to look like chalk, but it needs to be pretty good because it's got to show up on camera so people can see the designs. And these would be way fun to do in like a bunch of different colors, but when I'm doing samples, I like to have them all the same color so that way it looks good on the website.
Oh, fun! Ann Cole just ordered some stamps up.
Yay.
You're gonna love the stamps. She saw our video when we were in Nashville when we first got them.
Oh my gosh!
That was our
so
first
excited.
attempt at the stamping because we had just I had way too much paint on that. That's gonna be messy. Oh well.
Well, Sally and Josie, well, really Josie from IOD literally cornered Zeb and was like, "You need to use these. You're gonna love them."
And I did.
Boot camp, and he did. And it was good because it's been a good business move for us. All right. Now I've got a little bit that kind of went over there, but that's fine. Here's the first one. Look how cute that is. So this is the Fresh Fruit Pies Bakery sign. And I feel like spring is like a really great time to get strawberries and stuff. And so that's why I like the bakery. But this would be a good fall year-round sign. So there's the first one. You were almost ready there, George?
Nope, I'm going slow and reading comments. Carolyn, the work will still be there when we're done. Take a break. It's time for a break.
Oh yeah, you're like you're one to talk about taking a break.
I don't take breaks. I know. I sometimes get in trouble because I don't even take breaks to come in to eat. And Jamie's like, I'm tired of feeding the kids by myself right now. Come out of the garage.
Like, there's always work to do, and Zeb will use work as an excuse, sometimes for things he doesn't want to do.
Feeding the kids is great.
They gotta eat, yo.
It's like the Hunger Games a little bit, you know. They get in here and everybody crowds in around the island, and it's like we don't give them snacks or something, even though
I might get bleed through. I can't do this for 52 seconds.
Even though both pantries are full.
All right, let's see. Do we have any questions while we're sitting here stamping, showing you the new designs?
We're stenciling.
Stenciling. Sorry, whatever it is that we're doing. We're stomping. That's what. Order coming up. We picked up Apothecary from a local store and everybody loves it. Nice. It's a really good color. We're going to be using Simple Sage here in a little bit. That's for my daughter's mirror because I was trying to find a green that would pull from the colors in her wallpaper. She has lots and lots of purple in her room and I felt like white would get lost. So I thought green might be good. Some of these have more surface area than others.
All right, even though I went slow, I feel like I may have still made a mess.
I don't know.
Because I accidentally didn't offload that one time.
Hopefully Les isn't watching. You'll get in trouble.
I know, if Les is watching, I
think you did good.
I got a little over the top. We can wipe that down.
Oh, that's good. You did good. Dark and Decrepit should be back in stock hopefully in the next week. Caitlin is checking every day because we order every day, and I don't think it's been back in stock thus far. So if you are a subscriber to our newsletter off of our website, then you will get an email as soon as we get that back in stock, because I know everybody has been waiting for the Dark and Decrepit, the liquid patina. We do have Golden Ticket in stock.
Susie, we did watch it flip. We were sitting there just watching it.
I totally went over here. I'm gonna have to fix that.
I
probably should like tape all around the edge because I'm a messy. I'm almost done.
We were overly excited about hitting 100K. We've had a YouTube channel for 3.5 years, and we're not one of those channels that just wakes up one morning and we got 20,000 subs overnight. It's been a slow crawl.
All right, do not ignore the around the edges, but here's the flower market sign, which I love. We actually have 2 flower market signs, Zeb's and mine. Or are you just taking it off with?
I just really lightly wiped it off with a damp cloth where I went over.
Yeah, I think that works actually.
Yeah, it came right off.
And we're gonna distress them, so.
So this is a fun one. What I like about this is these stencils are all designed so that you can use separate parts. Like if you just wanted to do the fresh flower market with like the 3 little signs or even the basket, you could place that around different locations and really get a lot of different uses out of it.
All right, I think you should do the chickens. I made these chickens for Zeb.
I love chickens.
Our chickens are funny. Yeah, should you tell them about what they were doing yesterday?
So yesterday our chickens were literally pecking at the glass window, and I went out there because usually sometimes they'll do that if they run out of water, waiting on Redrick to get home from school or something, because Redrick's in charge of feeding and collecting eggs and watering them. But I went out there and looked, and they had food, they had water, they hadn't even been busy laying eggs, there were no eggs to collect.
Lazy chickens.
And they were following me around the yard real close, and I filled up their water just to make sure. I mean, it was about half full, and they didn't even drink it, so I threw out some scratch for them, and they didn't even eat it. When I gave them an apple, they stopped pecking on the darn window.
They wanted a treat. They wanted a treat. They can't help it. And the cool thing, like, so this one says Simple Living and has a sheep. You could use just the sheep or this laurel wreath that's around here, or just the Simple Living. You can mix and match. When you don't want to use the whole stencil, usually what I'll do is just tape over the areas that I don't want to accidentally do. So that works really well for us. If you're from Arizona, March 16th, we will be in New River, which is right by Anthem. We've been calling it the Anthem store, but I guess technically it's New River.
It's got a New River address.
Look up Plant Bar AZ on Facebook, and you can find the event page, and we'll include the link when we're no longer live.
Caitlin, you want to drop the link if you're still on?
Oh, that would be great. We will be there at the grand opening from 2 to 6 on the 16th, and we're gonna have paints and products there, but you'll also get to meet us. We'll probably do like a live demo. We'll have IOD there, and then we are going picking all next week. We're gonna pick and paint all week and fill the shop up. So if you want some of our painted items or flipped or found items, they'll be in there, and probably about every 6 months we'll go refill, so it'll be a great place for you to find some of our products. So we're really excited. My nephew's a horticulturist, is that the word?
Yeah.
Horticulturist. So it will eventually have a nursery outside. I don't know if that'll be set up yet, but I do know that they're going to have their succulents, and it's a plant bar where you can go pick up found items or manufactured items and fill them up and make yourself a little succulent plant.
They do really good displays, and they show you how to make your stuff look awesome.
He understands all the things when it comes to plants, and then also how to like put them together. So they'll have lots of fun classes there as well. And we're excited because it gave us more of a reason to go to Arizona, which is where we're both from. All right, here's the Simple Living one.
Sabrina wants to know, would you ever get a store towards Tennessee, Ohio, Kentucky way?
Probably not, just because it's far.
We're based out west here. I don't even know if we have family out that way.
Yeah, so you probably shouldn't have done that. Look, it's all.
I know. When we distress it, it'll be all right. It discolored it slightly when I wiped it down.
All right, we got one more, and then we're done with this. Okay, last one is the bunny. I'm curious, ooh, I think.
Her nephew, I don't think he is a hoarder. He's a horticulturist.
Horticulturist. He's not a hoarder. He's actually kind of a minimalist. And my nephew is older than me. Weird, I know, but true. And he's the closest thing I have to like a brother that I lived with. Because when I was a little girl, for a few years, my sister was a single mom. So he spent a lot of time, basically lived at our house for a few years. Or, you know, was there a lot while she was working and whatnot. So we shared, like when I was born, he had a room in the house. And when I was born, he told my mom, "What's that baby doing in my room?" So we are very similar personalities. I think largely due in part to spending a tremendous amount of time with my mother. So basically he's really cool. Like we get along really well. He's fun. He's a good businessman. All right, oh, Caitlin's, what happened to that? Something
I don't know.
went wrong. Hold on. Tap to retry. Oh.
If your feed just failed, just refresh that.
No,
It's back.
it's back?
I don't know.
Oh, heavens. All right, we're back.
It's back. I don't know what happened. It just randomly dropped and went to a commercial.
Yeah. All right. Hey, sorry guys. They're throwing commercials in here. All right, last one. This is the Hello Spring with the bunny. I'm still working on grain sack stencils.
Ooh, that's going to be fun when those come out because you can use those on like drop cloth and use them for upholstery.
Yeah, that's my plan anyways, because I tried to recreate my own back in the day, and I think having some professional ones would be good.
Well, and we were printing them out on vinyl and like one-time use.
Yeah, so not used for over and over again. Okay, let's get the bunny done. This one shouldn't take too long because there's not lots of surface area.
Oh yeah, Renee that's on here commenting is Jamie's sister and David is her son.
There you go. That's my sister Renee. She's 20 years older than me and 20 years wiser. So she'll be there too. You'll get to meet my sister Renee. My mom will probably be there. It's gonna be a lot of family, which will be different than what you normally get when you meet and greet with us. So when you get us, you get the whole family. At least a lot of my side. I don't know if Zeb's side is coming.
Constance, we painted, these are just boards, just pine boards, and a couple of them are MDF that we painted with Little Black Dress, DIY Little Black Dress, and that's the black color. And then we went over and we're using White Swan to stencil so we get kind of a chalkboard effect. But see, you can just see pine. Look, Jack colored on this. We got some Jack art on the back.
When he was laying on the ground on his bunk bed, he colored on the top. That's where that came from.
So this is the fresh eggs. You could use just the birds. You could use just the fresh eggs. I'm thinking we might make some crates up and use some of these on them.
So
That'd
here's
be cool.
the Hello Spring. And like I said, if you didn't want it to be spring, you could just do everything but the Hello Spring. So we just have these 6 new stencils, but I feel like you could probably come up with dozens of designs if you mix and match certain parts of them. So watch out for that. I'm sure we'll be playing around with them in the future. This is my first time using them, and I'm excited. They turned out really cute. Okay, let's paint Eliza's.
Tina Gomez, I do not think that the hardware cloth would hold up for a seat just because I've had it tear. I've used it to hang signs and I've had the little welds tear out. I don't think it would hold up with the weight of someone sitting on it.
Okay, let's do this mirror. Ooh.
All right, now we're gonna paint the mirror for Eliza's room.
So you want to move the camera?
Yep, I'll move I'm gonna clear out some space here. So Mary L, these signs will go probably for anywhere from $10 to $15 depending on how big they are.
Probably 15.
Yeah, so once they're framed out, we'll see what kind of frame we put on them, and then we'll go from there and see. So this one's bigger, and these are, I mean, they're on 1x8 pine. This one here is 1x8 pine. So, I mean, it's not huge, but probably about 13, 14 bucks on this one once it's framed, because we are going to frame them out later.
$14.95.
$14.95. Can't forget that 95.
Hey.
It makes you feel good inside, but 95 cents adds up.
Hey, it adds up. It helps pay for the rent. If you sell 200 items and your rent is $200 a month, you basically have paid for your rent with that extra 95 cents. Just a little shop math there.
Here, I'm gonna bring you down so you guys can see the simple sage on this mirror. So we got this mirror out picking from one of Jamie's friends that was kind of clearing out some of her stuff.
I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It's my friend Marlene. It's the same friend that I bought the little radio cabinet that we sold.
Did you?
And we painted it apothecary. The fun thing about that radio cabinet is that part of it, hopefully, we'll see if it gets cut. We did a video, a commercial for Hoops Vision, the company that did, or the doctor that did my LASIK. And part of the B-roll, which is like the things they roll over while I'm talking, was me working on that radio cabinet. So I will be excited to see if that footage actually makes it in the commercial. You never know, because things can get cut as easily as they get put in. So this is Fairy Chalk Mother. No prep required. It's a mineral-based paint, and it will wet distress. It does self-level. It's not quite as thick as like DIY, but thicker than a latex for sure.
It's more of a traditional chalk
Yeah, it's a
paint.
traditional chalk type paint. Fairly easy to use. Comes in a myriad of colors.
This it has the widest color selection of any brand we carry.
Yeah, so that is always a nice thing to have lots of color options. I mean, you can mix, which I do a lot, but if you don't want to mix, you can get lots of color selection here.
It's really easy to spray.
Yep.
It sprays super well.
This is the first chalk paint that I ever carried. It's made locally by a female-owned business, so I love that. It's a family business. Her kids help out a ton.
So the backer on this mirror is glued on, and it's original, so I didn't want to mess with it. What we'll do to get the paint off the mirror is just take some window cleaner and a razor blade, and it just zips right off. I might even show you, if we have time on the video here, if it dries fast enough, how we clean that off.
Well, hopefully our signs are going to be dry, so we'll show them how we distress those. And usually with the signs, I just spray through our spray gun. So we pick in top coat, and that's how we seal them.
Yep.
We do not wax them. We don't brush them, because sometimes that'll make kind of a muddy mess of the pigments. So
Yeah,
if you didn't have a spray gun, you could just use like a spray can of a liquid matte sealer. Make sure it's water-based, especially if you have whites, because you don't want it to yellow.
If you're brushing over the top of your DIY painted stencils, the DIY paint is super pigmented, so sometimes if you haven't like sprayed it off,
wax, that would work.
yeah, you'll get some dragging if you try to use the top coats on there with a brush sometimes.
I just got to get these little details in here, and then this mirror is done. Painting mirrors takes like no time at all, and this is going to be one coat and done. The darker colors, you're going to get way better coverage than the lighter colors. The Simple Sage covers like a dream. I haven't used Simple Sage since we did that paint blending video with Mariah.
It's been a while. It's a really, it's actually one of, I feel like it's one of the more classic kind of, like if you see
Not trendy.
old painted furniture, it's going to be close to this color green a lot of times.
Yeah, it's not trendy. I don't care if I get perfect coverage, even though we kind of do have perfect coverage, because I'm going to distress it. All right, let's move this out of the way. We'll start.
Okay, we're going to distress the stencils a little bit. Are they dry enough?
Yeah, we'll start with the ones we did first. Which one did I put? I did the bakery one first, right? Okay, Zeb, can you carefully move this like on top of those boards over there? And we'll fix the camera angle. Well, actually, we can keep the camera angle down.
I'll just move it over so they can see.
Okay. It's 220. Can you give me a new 220?
Yes, I will. Hang on.
Sorry, guys.
Give me just a moment
A lot of
here.
video problems. We're going to be distressing here in a second so you guys can see what I mean by powdering and how it kind of looks like a chalkboard.
If you guys want to see this finished, make sure you're catching the tour for Eliza's room that we're going to do.
Yeah, if you want to see that video up in her room, definitely watch the tour that's coming up next week.
The mirror.
But the mirror. I'll have pictures up on social media probably later today. Zeb and I are going to take some time and go have ourselves a 100K lunch and buy a roof rack because we're exciting like that.
Hey, the roof rack, we're getting a big heavy-duty roof rack for the Suburban so that we can haul the table down to Arizona without having to tow a trailer, but also so that we can go do a lot of picking down there. We're just going to load that Suburban up 3-4 times and get a bunch of fun stuff.
We did buy a vlogging camera since we hit 100K, and so we are planning when we get back from Arizona, Fridays, we will have our weekly video that will show all the things we've been doing all week, all the behind the scenes stuff you don't normally see, and it'll be more vlog style, so we're excited about that. The nice thing is when you watch these lives, you can see how quickly work can be done. Like 2 people, 6 signs, 1 mirror, and we're like 30 minutes into this live. So I say, I think that's pretty quick. If you wanted to, you could leave them as is and just frame them out and seal them. I just like to do a little distressing because it's kind of my jam. Oh, Zeb brought his table leg in.
I'll show you the table leg in a second.
He's pretty excited about those. He worked hard on them. All right, I think another ad popped up or something. What's that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with our feed, but everybody else seems to be here.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take, this is 220 sandpaper. My block is old, so we just wrap it with sandpaper, and we always have the orbital in stock as opposed to just buying new blocks, so we just wrap it around.
Vintage Sin, hold on, let me answer this. Vintage Sin, we do not have Fairy Chalk Mother in the store in Fallbrook. We just have DIY paint and Sweet Pickins milk paint.
We can order it in if you need something specific, and I do believe she has some real stain if you call ahead, because I did ship her some real stain.
Yeah.
Fairy Chalk Mother has so many different colors, we just don't have room to display them outside of locally, so we don't carry them. All right, let's scan this. You can see how that's kind of starting to make it look more like chalk art.
Are these individually, or did we bundle these?
I actually priced these individually, so that way they could buy just one if they wanted to.
So they don't have to buy the bundle?
They would cost the same. If I bundled them, it would be the same price. But this way, they are actually able to buy just one if they want to add it on to an order.
So by distressing that white swan over the top of the little black dress paint, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
It gives us a fun chalkboard look. This one's really clean, and you could totally leave it like that, but we like a little bit of age on there. You can see the difference. And once we frame that up, it's going to look real nice.
And when we seal it, it'll brighten up that black again too. I don't suggest wiping the powder off. I blow it off, and then when we take it outside, we use the air hose. It just keeps it from getting muddy. I like to go both ways to get kind of a natural looking distress. All right, I'm gonna quickly do all of these, and then maybe, I don't know if that's gonna be dry enough in time.
I don't think it will be, but I'll show them this. So, this is the table leg here. Here, I'm gonna pull back so you guys can see the whole thing.
And so it's not so loud.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so this is the table leg. On the design we're doing, we wanted it to be something that everyone can make. So this is just a 4x4 pine from Home Depot. And then this is something we make. We're gonna have these up on the website. These are gonna be the Oliver corbels, and they're basically a small version of our Patrick corbel that we already have up there. But you can, these are made out of plywood, so they're structural, and you can stain them as well. So they're gonna be, I kind of designed them specific so they can go on the table legs. And then we're also gonna be doing like a fun skirt around it, and you guys will be able to see that video tomorrow on the table build. And then we'll do the refinish work on it. Friday will be the finish work video, the staining and painting and how we want that to go.
Well, and we're scalloping the edge, and then we did that corbel, and so I decided design-wise to go with the straight legs because we had so much going on, and I just wanted to add some simple clean lines. All right, Zeb, you want to show them those? And then I think it's dry enough. You can show them how to razor blade this mirror.
Okay, so you can kind of see we brushed the original paint. I'll bring it real close. We brushed the little black dress on. We could have sprayed it on, but by brushing it on, we get like these fun ridges and raised parts, so it looks real nice and worn. It's just a great look.
When you sand it, it smooths it out, and then it pulls the paints off in the high areas from brushing. So, and it will smooth out because the DIY will powder nicely. And this is only one coat of little black dress. It doesn't. You don't have to do multiple coats.
Here, I'll give you a good view of all of them.
Ta-da! So definitely go to jamiray.vintage.com. We use little black dress, white swan, the little C stencil brush, and these are all JRV original stencils that can be bought individually or more than one if you want them. if you make one sign, you've earned your money back. So it's nice because you can use them over and over again. And I feel like, you know, there's something you can use year round. All right,
okay, let me bring the mirror.
Do you have a razor blade?
I do. I'm not even going to spray it. It's fresh enough. I don't need to.
All right. All right. This mirror is going to be pretty. What I love about this mirror is it's got etched glass underneath there. It's in the back. So it's gorgeous, gorgeous. We'll hang it with a French cleat. And I think I paid about $15 for it, so definitely less expensive than going and buying a new mirror, and it's like a vintage antique piece.
We didn't even use maybe a couple ounces of paint.
There we go, boom baby. It's so easy, especially when it's square. Be careful not to scratch your mirror, so you're gonna wanna scrape at an angle. Don't ask me how I know that. If it's been drying for a while, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get off, so you might spray your mirror after you've sealed it, of course. Spray your mirror with some cleaner and you can take it off easier.
Oh, this scraper is from the dollar store.
Yeah, it's special.
And you can do this too if you need to get up underneath an edge. You can just kind of scrape like this right here. It works really well.
And when I'm brushing, I tend not to get so much paint on the mirror. If I spray it, that's when we get paint everywhere. So this is a pro tip.
So I find we like to do this because by the time the tape is just I got $1.
It still gets underneath the tape always.
Yeah, it almost always gets a little bit on the tape somewhere or on the mirror somewhere. And this is such an easy step. We do this with windows and hutches, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. If you really wanted to and you were spraying it, you could put paper over the middle and then just tape around the edge and then just use this trick for anything that gets underneath the paper. There you go. And the mirror, her room, if you haven't seen it, definitely go check out Jami Ray Vintage on Facebook and Instagram. You can see a picture of her wallpaper. I showed that yesterday. This is gonna be on the wall next to her wallpaper, kind of by her bed. So the green's gonna look really great with what she's already got going on. All right, I think that's it. Show them your picture
Don't
again.
forget to get your March printable and get that thing printed out.
If you're not a channel member, be sure to join. We've got the link in the description. We'd love to have you. We have so much fun with our channel members, especially in our lives and our extra videos. We take votes and we make videos based off of what the channel members want. So it really allows them to have a voice in that.
We got enough votes on the secondary options last month that we have some good content that we think you guys need coming up for that. So
yeah, all right. Love you guys. Thanks for helping us get to 100,000. Be sure to go to jamirayvintage.com, share this video, give us a thumbs up, comment.
Yes, comment, and catch us on Saturday to find out what we're doing for our 100K giveaway, and that way you know how to enter and be a part of that.
For sure. And if you have any ideas on what we should give away, comment with what you think would be a great thing to give away, because we still haven't made our decision yet.
Yeah, we got a ton of fun things that we could do, so.
Oh, and hit that notifications bell, click see all. I know a few people have said they're not getting notifications. And even above and beyond that, we go live Saturdays, 8:30 p.m. Utah time, Wednesdays, 10:30 a.m. Utah time. So you could just set a reminder in your phone.
All right, guys.
Bye.
We will see you tomorrow on the table build video.
We're going to go pick up Jack and have some steak dinner.